Former New Jersey governor and ABC News contributor Christie joins the chorus of Republicans who say we need to get back to work, even if it means some Americans have to make the ultimate sacrifice. And he joins us now to tell us why. Welcome back, Christie.
Hey, Whoopi, how are you?
Good. You upset a lot of people last week for saying that the country needs to reopen because people are going to die no matter what. I mean, you compared it to lives lost during World War II, calling it a sacrifice for the American way of life. So I'm asking, since you're suggesting that I sacrifice, who are you sacrificing? Who are you willing to give up in your family?
People's choice, Whoopi, and that's what people who don't understand what's going on here say. You know, we've got 36.5 million people unemployed. We have in 7 different states now the suicide rate going up.
Who are you willing to sacrifice to die, Chris? You're saying people should be willing to sacrifice family to die. Who are you willing to give up?
Whoopi, that's not what I said.
So why don't you? There you are. Okay.
Read what I said. What I said
was
lives are going to be lost inevitably in this, no matter what we do. Lives are being lost today after we've been shut in for 9 weeks. People are still dying every day from this virus. But what people are also dying.
But you didn't. So you didn't say some Americans have to make the ultimate sacrifice. You did not say that.
No, listen. I said that some Americans will make that sacrifice no matter what we do. And now we have to decide how we're going to balance this. And the balance is that there are people who are standing on food bank lines, people who are losing their homes, people who are losing their livelihoods, which is leading to depression, which is leading to suicide, which is leading to addiction, which is leading to domestic violence. I saw all these things happen after Hurricane Sandy, when people wound up losing their homes, losing their livelihoods. These things happen. What I'm saying is we have to balance. Now, if you read the rest of the column, what I say is that businesses should only open at 50% capacity, that everyone in the country needs to be wearing masks, that temperatures need to be taken before anybody goes into businesses. But if we wait around for a vaccine to occur before we reopen our country, we will lose countless hundreds of thousands of lives to people who are being destroyed by the epidemic's cure as we're doing it now. So we have to balance the two. And that's what I was saying. All we're hearing is that we have to remain shut in. And what it's doing is destroying the economy and destroying, as a result, people's lives and their hope.
Go ahead, Sonny.
Chris, just last week, parts of Tennessee and Kansas saw 1,000 spikes in cases. Dr. Fauci warned that if we do open too soon, we risk triggering an outbreak that we just can't control and that could devastate the economy even worse than it is now. Trump dismissed those concerns, but isn't it the virus that controls the timeline and not Trump or the economy? And bottom line is, why aren't Republicans trying to push through this stimulus bill that the Democrats have put forth, if everyone's so concerned about people?
Sonny, if we allow the virus to control when we reopen, we will not reopen until there's a vaccine. And let's remember something. You said earlier, and I think, I don't know whether it was you or whether it was Whoopi who said that, you know, we should let the medical experts determine this. Well, we just have heard, you know, 2 different medical experts say 2 different things. Dr. Fauci's been saying a vaccine in 12 to 18 months. Now we hear Mr. Bright during his testimony say it could be as long as 10 years. I don't think anyone thinks we can afford to keep this country closed for 10 years waiting for a vaccine. What I'm trying to say is that there are steps we can take with wearing masks, with social distancing, with cleaning surfaces, with washing hands that will lower the rate of infection that occurred before we had shut in. And as far as the stimulus, the 4th stimulus bill, I absolutely believe there will be a bill. This has been every one of these bills. Each side has pushed for the things that they want. We are still distributing hundreds of billions of dollars from the last bill that has not even been put out there yet. And so both sides are going to negotiate on this. Is the typical legislative process. The Democrats will want the things they want. The Republicans will want the things they want. And they will ultimately, I believe, come to a compromise, as they have on the 3 bills before this.
They always seem to have money to give tax breaks to rich people in this country, or money to bolster the military. But when it comes to actually helping people, the Republicans don't. All of a sudden, we don't have any money. We don't have any money. But that's just me. Let me ask you this question, because President said we have met the moment and we have prevailed. It was like mission accomplishments. So do you agree with that?
First, let me talk about your first point, which is that Republicans voted overwhelmingly for all of the aid for small business people across this country twice. Republicans voted overwhelmingly for the $1,200 checks that have gone to every one of the taxpayers out there who qualified under the program, the folks who in our lower middle class who needed that aid. Republicans have voted for aid to hospitals and frontline healthcare workers. So it's unfair, Joy, to say that Republicans don't support any of this stuff and they only have money for big business. That's a typical Democratic talking point. But the facts, unfortunately.
Well, then why is okay? Then why is everybody crying that they have no money and they have no job and they have no money? Why is everybody upset, running out into the streets and defying the rule? Why? Tell me.
Because people want their lives back. Even the people who've received that money, the people who've received that aid.
No, they want their jobs back. They want their jobs back, not their lives. They're saying they want their jobs back. They want food. They want to pay their rent. They want to pay their mortgages. They don't have enough money for that. That's what they're crying about. And I don't see the Republican Party helping them. All they're doing is blaming everybody else.
That's just wrong. I mean, it's just absolutely wrong. Your point of view, you're welcome to it, but you're not welcome to your own set of facts. The Republicans have voted to support all of those programs you just talked about: food programs, aid programs to people with direct checks to them, aid programs to small business, aid programs to frontline health workers and to hospitals. All of those things have gotten overwhelming, in fact, unanimous Republican support, as they've gotten unanimous Democratic support. And what people want are their lives back, and their lives, part of their lives, are their jobs and the things that they do every day. Part of what's making people go crazy here is just not the fear of the virus, but it is also that people have been locked in their homes now for over 2 months, and they want to have, for those who are not in the vulnerable population, elderly or underlying health problems like asthma or diabetes or other respiratory problems, those people are at much lower risk, and when they take precautions like wearing masks, like temperature checks, like multiple hand washing, like cleaning of surfaces, all of those things can be done and can help to make it safer for those who want to go back to work to be able to go back to work.